All right, I'm back on here. Sorry about that, guys. I completely botched that. I keep forgetting to live now upcoming. I don't want to delete the one I'm on. I keep forgetting to change my resolution when I switch over to a live on OBS Studio, because I normally record in my office in 4K, and then if I try to stream in 4K, it's too high a bit rate. So sorry, I had to re-record that or restart the stream. Let's see here. I want to delete the old one. Oh, there we go. Okay. That way it doesn't confuse people. Yeah. Sorry, YouTube. Wasn't a good start. So where was I? So I asked ChatGPT to create me some rock ballad vibes, or just think of songs that were rock ballads, and Every Rose Has Its Thorn. That's a good one to kind of try. So, and I put that in the styles and did an auto generate, and then just put that as a title, and I'll just dump it in my 1980s folder. So I'm going to create this music. See if anyone comes back to the chat or the live stream. There was one person on here. Sorry about that. All right, that's generating now. I like to make sure my stream is up. Hey, thanks, Tracy. Yeah, it was a good old AI generated sunset. All right, live stream's working, isn't it? All right, let's play some AI music. So I generated Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Okay, so I created it up there. Now let me know if this is too loud. I don't know what this is going to be on OBS Studio. Let me know if that's too loud, Tracy. Or is it just right? Kind of chill. Hey, this would be good for Throwback Thursdays. I like this. It's chill and relaxing. How was your day? Was it busy? I had meetings like half the day. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I had meetings half the day. I recorded a video on what I recorded on. I'm already forgetting. That's how old I am. I gotta go to my channel. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. I'll show you what I recorded on. I recorded a video showing these things. Google Glasses. This was a dumb purchase I made back in 2014. It was $1,500 wasted. Now it's a paperweight. So I did a video on it saying, don't waste your money on, new novel tech, because it's everywhere, You had a CPR class. How long was that? Like maybe 2 or 3 hours probably? Yeah, isn't that required like once a year kind of thing? I think my wife has to take CPR classes. I don't know if it's every year or every other year. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is pretty fun rock. I can't believe this AI stuff. It's unreal that this thing can generate these kind of riffs. 3 hours every 2 years. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's good to get a refresher for that. Especially as we get older, it could help save a family member, you know? Yeah, tonight I am drinking Yellowstone Gold Sasquatch Tea Company. There it is. Yeah. This is some great stuff, by the way. It's kind of expensive, though. It's like $14.99 for 20 satchels or sachets. Yeah, if you like add music to your IG reels, I'm telling you, this is why I really like the Throwback Thursdays, because I want to add music to like even my kids' videos. I have like, excuse me, hours and hours and hours of footage of my kids, and I need to put all that stuff together because if I don't do it, it'll never get done. It'll just be videos that are just like kind of sitting on a hard drive that my kids will never find, my wife and I will never find, you know. All right, let's go back. All right, this was my 80s folder. It's got like stuff from Scarface, and I just made up some really kind of raunchy names. Lamborghinis in the Streets, that's an 80s thing. This one's kind of fun. I love the 80s. So bad about it. I love this stuff, man. Oh, man, my live stream renamed it to Playing Super Nintendo, which I am not doing. That's okay. I don't want to mess it up. I think I can edit the name. Yeah, there we go. Let's see here. Creating AI music. New Wave. I don't know if I've really listened to New Wave. Is that kind of relaxed, chill, electronic kind of stuff? I love trance music. That's one of my favorites. Maybe let's create a trance music one. Why not? That's always fun. All right, clear it out. All right, let's try New Wave Trance. EDM, electronic dance music. See what it generates with this AI generator thing. Glittering synths, cut through, pulsing, four on the floor beats, layered with sharp new wave inspired guitar riffs and jittery electronic percussion. That sounds like fun. All right, Tracy, I need a title. Give me a title. What do you think for a new song? Let's see. Stack the coins. Go with the channel, right? I know I'm delayed usually on this stream. I'll wait for you for a second. The trance, new wave. I don't know what those titles would be. Okay, stack the coins it is. Stack some coins. It's crazy how this just generates so quick. Oh yeah, and OpenAI, they just announced today, like, another gigawatt data center purchase with Broadcom. I mean, where is OpenAI getting all this money? It's unreal. All right, let's see what stack some coins sounds like. Kind of like that. Stack the coins. Compound the money. I like this. Yeah, this is nice. I would use this prompt again, and I'll just create new titles with this because I like this beat. People can just go on live streams and jam to AI music, you know? Yeah, I need to start doing that. I am so bad at working out. I mean, I go for the walks, but I have an elliptical downstairs. I just need to get on it. I think I'm just going to vlog it too. Need to start doing some push-ups. You know, maybe get up to 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. That would be the goal. Start at 5, and then get to 7, then get to 10. And maybe someday I can get out of my dad bod and get back to like 20 years old. I think I'm at 180 pounds. Be nice to get to like 165. Be kind of nice. Yeah, when I code if I'm in a coding session for 4 hours, I could listen to this and just knock out tons of code, especially with AI generated code now. You can just vibe it out. You know, you get your sunglasses on, vibe out with the AI, and it just codes it all for you. That's the insane thing about this world. Peloton. Yeah, I've seen some neighbors in my neighborhood. They're always selling stuff because they're always like moving. A lot of these people that live in this neighborhood, they're real corporate. They're like moving jobs, and I've seen them sell their Peloton bikes and treadmills, and maybe that's something to look into, a used one, you know, a couple $100 or something. I've got all these mats too that I bought when my kids were little, you know, like little colored floor mats. So, you know, I could use those to get some weights set up for. Now, so the song generator gives me 2 different versions. So after this one, I'll play the other one. And in the meantime, if you can think of anything else, maybe a favorite artist you're into. I don't care if it's rock, slow, country, whatever. It'd be fun to kind of just do an instrumental. Maybe whoever your favorite artist is. I'm going to bring up my list of questions for subscribers. I had a whole list. I just didn't bring it up earlier. Are you getting ready for... I don't know if you have any kids, but I thought you said you did have a kid. You getting ready for Christmas? Looking for toys? Unless you got an older kid, then you're buying more expensive stuff. Where is my list? I have so many notes on my phone. Oh, here it is. Well, I'm just gonna read out some of these questions and maybe I'll answer them for myself too for the live stream. What is your target number for retirement? Oh, your daughter's 24? Yeah. I'm sure you guys still do Christmas and all that. Let me go back to this other song. Stack some coins too. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, my target number for retirement, I know it sounds crazy, but it's 3 million. That's my target money. My target number for retirement. They just like money at that age. Yeah, they do. At 24, they want some party money, right? No, what they need to do is go watch my video on the save by age. You know, saving your age each month, and then add another 0 to it, and then you'll be a millionaire if you start at around 20, 24. I know it's hard to do for 20-year-olds, but that's really how it's done. Yeah, my retirement number is 3 million because I figure 1 million per decade. I retire at 60, a million per decade I blow through, potentially. Hopefully I never do. Hopefully the interest will just pay for all my needs, which it probably will. I'm pretty good about my money, but I figure that's a good goal. What about yours, Tracy? What's your goal for retirement? What's your number? I still think that a million can get you through retirement pretty comfortably. I could probably retire on a million for sure. But I kind of want 3. It's risky though, just to be aggressive in the markets, but you only live once, so I'm just going to go for it. Keep holding these crazy Tesla shares. But this AMD position I've got might just overtake my Tesla one someday, so 2 million, yeah. I think 2 million is pretty reasonable. I think that's probably going to be the new goal for most people because a million just doesn't get you very far these days. But at 2 million, if you can collect 4%, if interest rates are still up there, that's 80,000 a year. And as long as you don't have, a mortgage or high tastes in things, you can probably get by on 80K. Maybe not in California though. California's pretty expensive. In Michigan though, you can definitely get by on 2 million easily, even a million in Michigan, even 500K in Michigan. You could probably get by depending on where you live. Maybe not Metro Detroit, but in the rural areas, 500K you could get by. Property taxes are pretty cheap here. All right, what is your favorite video game? For me, it's got to be, I think it's Link, The Adventures of Link. It's the second Nintendo game after The Legend of Zelda. Link, I don't know why. I just love that game for some reason. Yeah, you grew up in Cali? It's a beautiful place. I do like it out there. It's really dry, though, quite a bit of the year. I used to go out to San Jose at least once a quarter with work. And every time I go out there, it's like, it's always yellow. But I've been there one time where it was green and just absolutely beautiful. I like this new wave stuff. I'm going to create another one. All right. Here, we'll play a different one. Wow. That's a classic 80s. All right, let's say retire in glory. Yeah, I mean, you can literally just create like 200 songs in a month, which will take you quite a long time. For $10 a month, it's not too bad. I think I spent $100 on this service for a year, and I just think it's fun. Oh, San Jose State. Yeah, that's a lot of people that I work with went there, and they like that school. Yeah, I've been to downtown San Jose a few times for dinner, hanging out with coworkers. Yeah, so do I. I like this prompt. And what's cool is too, it stores like your prompt all right here, so you can just copy it if you want to use it again if you liked it. All right, here we go. I like this. This is nice. Yeah, I've kind of realized that live streams are really all about just hanging out with the community. I'm really glad that my channel hasn't blown up like crazy. I've said that before. I was on another live stream with Real Thoughts Project, and he said the same thing. He's got a good community too. I know. So the house you grew up in was 90,000 when your parents bought it, and now it's 1.5 million. It's insane, you know. My grandmother down in Naples, Florida, she lived on a canal off the Gulf of Mexico. Uh, my grandpa built that house for 50K, land and the home. And I think when my grandma passed, unfortunately, it was in 1998. Or no, wait, no, 2008, when the housing market crashed. It went from like 600K to 400K. Now it's worth 1.5 million. Similar thing. Yeah, California is even more insane. So's the tax rules in California. They've got this crazy capping tax rules because I used to work for a property tax software company, and they had the most complex rules out there. And my company I worked for, they did Riverside County, San Diego County, I think one or Santa Cruz County, I think is what it is. I want to go out there on vacation with my family, Santa Cruz. I've seen some pretty cool YouTube videos out there of the little amusement park that's there on the beach. It looks really, really pretty out there. I just like California in general. I love the surfing vibes. I don't know if I could ever live out there. It's too expensive. Yeah, you wouldn't live out in California? Yeah, it is pretty busy, I will say. We don't have an office out there anymore. My company got dissolved and repurchased, and now my headquarters is out in Dallas, so I'm out in Texas quite a bit. But it's nice there in Texas. It's kind of flat and boring, but the weather's nice. I do like that. All right, it started the second song. All right, next one I'm gonna think of something different. Let's see what ChatGPT had. 90s. Ooh, Amazing Crying, Aerosmith style. Yeah, I'm gonna copy. That would be kind of. Nah, that's kind of boring. Amazing's nice though. I wouldn't do Crying. Pearl Jam. Nirvana. I love Nirvana. Hootie and the Blowfish. We'll try Amazing. We'll just do a random one. Maybe I'll mix it in with some new wave. Let's see what that's going to sound like. Whatever, new wave trance. Let's see what this thing generates. We'll just call it Amazing. Amazing videos. Whatever. You get paranoid with AI? You just gotta go with the flow. That's all. I need to do my AI drop video still. Unfortunately, with GCP, the agent space account requires 50 licenses at like, I don't know what it is, $5 a piece a month per something per user or something, and it's like, I don't know, $10,000 or $1,000 a month or something like that. I can't remember what it is. I got to see if my company's going to pay for it. Yeah, you got to get into AI. I mean, it's so powerful. I mean, it depends on what you're doing too. I mean, if you don't need it for anything, don't bother with it, you know. But this is fun, creating the music. All right, let's see what this is. It's a similar vibe, not really rock. Well, there's some rock there. Let's just put in Nirvana. Smells like Teen Spirit, I think is that song is. Back in the 90s. Grunge track kicks off with distorted anthemic guitar riff over driving drums and a punchy bass line. Man, I am a horrible reader on these live streams. Reading out loud is not my thing. So let's see here. Rocking Tonight will be our next. Tonight will be our next song. Hey, what's up, homie Pedro? How you doing, man? Oh, I was thinking you were Tracy with that last comment there. Oops. Oh, your fiance uses it for work? That's cool. Yeah, I'm just creating music, man. Let me know if you have any kind of concepts for songs. Yeah, I'm just chilling tonight, hanging out, drinking my tea. The video I got coming out was coming out tomorrow's when I wasted money on Google Glasses back in 2014. So don't waste your money on expensive novel tech because it goes obsolete like within a year, you know. Now this tech, you know, microphones and whatnot, this stuff lasts, you know, quite a long time. It's very mature. Same thing with video cameras. They usually last quite a bit, but these novelty tech items like Google Glasses or what else? Those Meta glasses, you know, or VR glasses. That stuff's just going to be outdated the second you buy it. Nas, If I Ruled the World. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do it. Here, let's clear that out. I remember that song. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting in like the artist and the title, and then I do a generate. It uses an AI tool to there we go, a laid back East Coast hip hop track with jazzy piano loops. Yeah, that sounds about right for that song. And we'll just title it that. If I Ruled the World. And I do have let's see here. We'll put it in just gangster rap, why not? Now this should be instrumental. I don't know if this thing swears or not. I haven't done any songs with lyrics very much. All right, here we go. I like this. Yeah, I could use this like walking through a downtown. I waste money on Jordans. What are you doing? Do you have a collection? I know there's a lot of Jordan collectors out there. Speaking of Jordans, I took my kids to an apple orchard. You know, we went and picked apples and played at the playground. I saw like a grandpa, I think, you know, he's probably in his 50s, mid 50s or something. He was wearing brand new Jordans. He didn't want to go on the playground, but his granddaughter was there. So he he ended up going there and he got them all dirty. Oh, it's got some lyrics. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I saw this guy just get his Jordans all dusty and not muddy, but dusty. I was like, oh, he did not want to play on the playground. What's the most you spent on some shoes, Pedro? I'm going to guess 300. 300's the most, maybe. Hopefully not more. Yeah, jazz club vibe. Yeah, Tracy. This is kind of fun, though. Yeah, my gangster rap days are kind of over. I enjoyed listening to gangster rap when I was a teenager, you know, like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem a little bit. But I mostly listen to trance nowadays. But yeah, I used to listen to it. It was fun. Oh, you ruined your Jordans playing basketball? You know what, though? That's living life. At least you're playing basketball, doing that. Here, let's play the other one. Here, see, it creates two songs. Yeah, this is another jazzy piano one. All right, who's got the next request? 200 was the most you paid for Jordans? That's not too bad, you know? I mean, it's a hobby. I mean, look behind me. I paid way more than 200 for Legos, so, you know, that's okay. You got to live life, right? How was your amusement park day with your son? I think you mentioned that in the video. Hopefully it went well. Hopefully the weather was good. We had a good day at the cider mill. Well, it's not a cider mill. It's just an apple orchard. We picked apples. We got one peck, which was like $15. And then the kids played on all the little rides they have there. Not rides, but just activities, you know. And let's see. We got cider and donuts, of course. I could go for a martini right now. I haven't had one of those in years. I could go for a beer, but nah. I gotta wake up at 5:30 a.m. get my daughter to middle school. So, oh, it rained, so you had to cancel. That's a bummer. There's always next time. Reschedule it, you know. Where are you out? Where are you out of, Pedro? What state? Is it warm there? Yeah, we are still warm here in Michigan. It is, like today I went out. I had like a hoodie sweatshirt and I had to like take it off, wrap it around my waist because it was way too hot. I was just getting burned by the sun. It's like, what, October 13th, and it's like blazing in Michigan. Yeah, he was sad. Utah? Okay. It's pretty dry out there in Utah. It doesn't rain too often there. Except from the mountains, you get snow up there, right? All right, let's see here. All right. Let's see here. I think this, I can't remember what I had here. This was like a 90s hip hop lowrider. I titled it. This was one I generated a while ago. Yeah, this is more of that 90s kind of style. All right, let's see what I got over here. Gotta remember what I have. Oh, this would be a fun one to do. Above the rim. Can never tell where I'm at with the camera. There it is. Do that one. Again, instrumentals are kind of laid back. Yeah, I haven't been to an amusement park in quite some time. Now, Disney World, I don't consider that like an amusement park. A place like Cedar Point, that's an amusement park to me. Let's see here. REO Speedwagon. Let's see what REO Speedwagon sounds like. Old 80s. Think of any titles, Pedro? It's been in the 40s? Wow, that's pretty cold. My wife is waiting for that weather. She's sick of the hot weather in the fall. Oh, it looks like it didn't like that. See, sometimes it knows that you're trying to just use an artist kind of vibe. Let's see, White Snake Ballad. There we go. Sorry about that. Something must have happened there. Yeah, let me turn this down a little bit. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so I have a video that went viral back in January. It's where I lost $28,000 with Finfluencer. It should be good now, I think. Yeah. Hopefully it's good. Let me know if it's good before I tell this story. Maybe I'll text it. It's always technical difficulties, you know. Testing. Good old live streams. You can't tell what's going on. You should be able to hear me now. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, so this video that went viral, where I lost 28K with Jeremy Lefebvre, I put that in the title. I think that's why it went viral, as well as it's a misery story. Well, he was pretty bullish on this company called Voyager Digital, and I didn't exactly follow his trade right away, but I thought I wanted some crypto exposure. And I just kept buying and buying the dip. And before you knew it, I had like 28K in this thing. And literally, I think it's when like Bitcoin crashed down to like maybe 15K, all the way from 60, the crypto winter of 2021. This company had some leverage. It levered out to Three Arrows Capital, I think is what it was. And they ended up claiming bankruptcy, basically. The stock went all the way down to like a fraction of a penny or something like that. I ended up holding it for a while it was bankrupt. And I got out of it at the first of the year so that I could do what's called tax gain harvesting. So when you take a loss early in the year, and you anticipate making a gain later in the year, it'll offset your gains where you don't have to pay taxes, because I lost so much on that trade. And so yeah, I've never gotten back into crypto because of that reason, because I did lose on a crypto trading company. So I didn't really feel like getting back into the crypto space. Now, I was considering buying Bitcoin at $3,000 a coin. I was in a bar once, talking to a buddy of mine, and I'm like, man, I think 3,000 is a little pricey, so I never bought into it. I should have. Yeah, it was stressful, man. $28,000, trust me. I mean, it wasn't like my whole portfolio, but it was a hit. And unfortunately, I had to sell to make up for it. I sold some Tesla shares that I was in the green on pretty significantly. I sold like $14,000 in Tesla. And then the year after that, I sold like $10,000 in puts and calls, just trading in and out of the market. So I made up the money in about a year and a half. So I'm, back to break even on that loss, which, it set me back about a year in general. This year, I'm doing pretty good trading. I'm at, I think, around $8,000 in gains on my IRA. Just selling puts, selling covered calls, that stuff I mentioned in those previous videos. So yeah, doing okay. Made up for it. Doing pretty good now with where the market's going. It's pretty crazy. What about you? What crypto are you into? Let me know. You into BTC and ETH? There's that second version of that song. See if anyone's still on here. This thing is not super accurate as far as OBS Studio. It looks like you might still be on here. Multiple Bitcoin. Your best friend's brother has multiple Bitcoin. You used to tease him about it. Now he reminds you, huh? Yeah, I've heard a lot about XRP. A lot of people do mention XRP as kind of that third wheel of the crypto space. You got Bitcoin, you got ETH, and then XRP is that third popular coin. I don't remember. It's more utilitarian kind of coin, I think. So that's pretty cool. I thought about buying back in into like the crypto space. Um, it's a hedge against inflation at the end of the day. It's a hedge against money printing. So it's probably not a bad thing to get into. I mean, if you bought Bitcoin at $100,000, this is not professional advice. I am by no means a financial professional when it comes to Bitcoin or crypto or anything like that. But I do believe it probably is going to head up to $1 million a coin. So that's a 10x. If you buy one coin at 100K, you could 10x. But I think it's going to take time. I don't think it's going to be exponentially getting to $1 million a coin. I think it's going to be dependent on the government and how fast they print money, and rates. If rates are lowered quite a bit, you'll see Bitcoin go up. It's a risk-on trade. So as long as rates stay going lower, that Bitcoin risk-on will continue to go higher. So that's what I know about Bitcoin. It's a risk-on asset. The only thing that worries me about Bitcoin is like, could there be a rug pull when a new technology comes along, like something that is better than the blockchain? With AI, we don't know what's going to come. It could be a quantum computing that could just decrypt the entire chain in one quick swoop. Maybe that benefits Bitcoin. Who knows? Or it could just totally squash it. And if the bid goes bye-bye, then that coin's going to zero, just like all the other coins did the other day. That's the risk with Bitcoin. It's very speculative. But, there's a lot of people involved in it, so I think it'll be a messy trade if it does crash. It'll probably hold some value for a while. But who knows? It could go up to 2 million a coin. You never know, It's speculative. You never know. I'm more into companies that actually provide a cash flow behind their earnings and everything. I just believe in that. Eventually every company will issue a dividend if they're a good, healthy company. Like growth companies usually don't have good dividends. They're usually reinvesting that cash flow back into the business like Tesla does. They don't have a dividend today, but someday they will have a dividend. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So, and with Bitcoin, there's really no dividend. It's just a hedge against printing. I do like this kind of music. It's chill. I like this. I might actually create another one. I'm going to title it Relax and Chill. We'll play it in a minute. Buy the dips and sell high. My friend's brother bought Bitcoin around 15K. Yeah, the other day was scary. Yeah, there was some leverage in all those altcoins. I think even XRP went down quite a bit too. Bitcoin only crashed maybe $20,000. That's a nothing burger on a $120,000 position, like on one coin. 20K is not a big move with Bitcoin. Have you ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I think that's a great book for learning about assets versus liabilities as far as like building wealth. I think Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's one of my favorite finance books. As far as like stocks and trading, I've never really read a book on stocks and trading. I've just always learned everything from YouTubers talking about valuation. But be careful about that Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because I'll sometimes walk in a bookstore. Just buy it online, okay? But if you go to a bookstore and you go to the finance area and you look at Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you'll get these these like multi-level marketing scheming kind of guys trying to recruit you to like buy into their MLM programs. I don't know. I've seen that happen to me once or twice in the bookstore. Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Check that book out. It just it makes you realize like owning a home and living in a home, it's a liability. It's really not an asset. Some people believe it's an asset because you acquire equity over a 30-year period by paying off your mortgage, but at the end of the day, you keep having to put money into the roof, put money into the furnaces, the AC condition, the air conditioning units, put money into the floors. You get a flood, plumbing. It's just a liability when you live in your house. But if you rent a property, like what this book talks about, it's an asset that's generating an income from the renters. Now, you do have to put money into it from time to time on the roof, the same things you do where you live, but you are generating income. At the end of the day, it's an income producing asset, unlike the home you live in. Hey, what's up, JV? How you doing, man? How's things in your world? What are you up to tonight? Just relaxing, chilling? But yeah, check out that book, Pedro, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I highly recommend it. I was gonna reread it. It's up on my bedside table, but I just haven't had time. I keep recording too many videos for the channel, and I'm always editing videos, so I never get time to read. All right, let's. Oh yeah, I generated these songs, so let's play them. Relax and chill. Yeah, I like that. It's relaxing. JV, we're just creating like random music on Suno. Friday tickers. Yeah, I'm editing those. I gotta come up with I could do a video on covered calls. Maybe I'll do that because I did just sell 2 covered calls, and maybe I could go over those 2 trades I did. So a covered call, if you guys don't know, is a bearish bet on a stock. You sell a covered call, and you assume that the stock's probably going to go down, so you collect a premium on it. And Friday, when Trump made that crazy tweet about China, all these stocks went down, and I had just sold covered calls, I think on Thursday and Wednesday, I think, and they just dumped. So I collected like $1,800 in premium. I closed my positions after like 2 days. It was kind of crazy. So what I'm waiting on is for these stocks to pump back up, maybe a day or 2, maybe 3 days. And then I'm going to sell the exact same covered calls. Hopefully I can get into them. We'll see. What software do I edit? On YouTube, I use Premiere Pro. I've had that for a number of years. I'm just used to it. I'm not sure what, I'm not sure what other people are using. Capca or something like CapCut, I think is what a lot of people are using these days, but I'm not familiar with that one. What happened to E5? What's E5, JV? Remind me, what is E5? You mean my gaming system? I just felt like gaming is not as interactive with the audience. I figured creating some music's kind of laid back and I can still talk. Well, yeah, I'm just finished up my tea. Now it's empty. I was drinking Yellowstone Gold from Sasquatch Tea Company tonight. It's pretty good. How do you short a stock? Well, this isn't, again, I'm not a financial professional. I want to disclose that. You have to have what's called a margin account. So if you have an after-tax brokerage account, you have to enable margin in order to short a stock. Margin means that the broker is going to give you a loan for you to short shares in the market. You have to take out a loan for that. Now, it's not like you're I mean, you do have to pay interest sometimes shorting certain stocks. Now, big mega cap stocks, you usually don't have to pay any interest, but some illiquid stocks, you do have to pay interest to the holder of the shares because you're borrowing shares from somebody. You tried CapCut on your previous channel? It's mobile friendly. Yeah, I've heard that. Like you can kind of just record with your phone and then just edit it right through the phone, I think, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's how you short a stock. But I don't recommend it. It's you really got to know what you're doing. You got to be able to time it right. Margin, yeah, margin is it's where your broker is going to allow you to take out loans for shorting a stock as well as going long. So let's say you had, let's say $10,000 in your account. You could actually take out margin from the broker and trade with, let's say, $15,000. Now, I don't recommend doing that. I recommend just trading with what you have, but brokers allow you to trade with more than what you have in your account. Like I said, you could probably trade with $15,000 in margin. They won't give you double of what you have. I forget what the margin requirements are, but they'll give you more than what you have in your account. Now, they will do a credit check on your credit to get a margin account because they don't want to just give margin out to anyone. And if you do take out margin, let's say you trade with $15,000 and you only have $10,000, you'll get charged interest on that $5,000 at like 6%, 7% interest, or even higher. It depends on your broker. So that's what margin is. Now, shorting shares is a little bit different. Again, you'd have to check with your broker how they're going to charge you interest on that. Again, it depends on the stock that you short. But I don't recommend it because if you short certain stocks and they go up, let's say 100% in one day, you've lost your entire position, okay? 100% loss. And then it can go up there, further up than 100%. You can lose 200% when you short a stock. And then you can get margin called, and then you can owe your broker. They'll be coming for you with the credit agencies. So I don't recommend it. If you're going to short a stock, just buy put options because you're limited with risk. So let's say you buy a put option for, $1,000. The most you can lose on a put option, if you bought it for $1,000, is $1,000. Okay, but put options are hard to time as well. So how long to pay back margin? You can be on margin for years. You could be on margin for years. You just got to pay the annual APR that they charge you for that margin. There's people who are in short positions for years, And shorting stocks is interesting because if you do happen to get a company that you go short on and it goes bankrupt, you technically never have to close the position because if you do, you'll make a gain and you'll pay taxes on it. A lot of short sellers, they'll never close the position. They'll just leave it open and collect the proceeds from the initial short. It's kind of crazy how that works. Hard to explain. There's probably people on YouTube who can explain it. I could probably do a video on it if I did more research on how that works, but they don't close the position for tax purposes. So it's kind of interesting how that works. But yeah, as long as you could go long on margin and just pay the annual percentage rate, and you can just go long forever. If you were in a stock that went up and up and up for years and years and years and never got margin called because the stock continues to go up, you just pay the interest. And as long as that interest outweighs, or as long as the growth of the stock outweighs the interest, you're making money. Oh, please do a video on that, on the shorting thing. I'll do that, yeah. I just want to make sure I explain it properly. That whole concept of a company going bankrupt and you don't close the position, you don't have to pay taxes on it. There's something there. I can't remember how that works, but because you can leave a position open for your entire life. Because it's bankrupt. That company's never coming back. It'll never go up and to the moon because it goes to zero. But you got to get lucky. You got to find these companies that are going to go bankrupt. You got to find like a stock that is on the verge of bankruptcy, but is not a penny stock yet. Because when you get to penny stock status, it gets expensive to short the penny stock because there's not a lot of shares available on loan. And the shares that are available are high interest rates. So you got to somehow get the shares on loan for cheap. And then hopefully they go bankrupt. Got to find some crappy, degenerate companies that are lying. Yeah, never close. See, when you go short, you're selling the shares, right? You're selling them short. You just never buy them back. Okay, that's how that works. So you never close the position. That's what that is. When you open a position, that's when you start. Okay, you start short, you open the position. Then if they go bankrupt, you never close the position and you never pay taxes on the 100% gain that you made on that company. Kind of interesting. I mean, same thing goes on the long side. I mean, most of my positions I've held for Apple, I've held for 13 years now. And I've never closed a position, never paid tax on it. But that position's in an IRA. So even if I were to close the position, I wouldn't pay tax on it. I will when I hit 59 or 72. If you don't know, you have to have in an IRA, there's something called the RMD, which is a required minimum distribution. They force you to take money out of your IRA so that you can pay Uncle Sam back. They want their money back at some point in the form of taxes. So eventually you do have to sell those positions and pay the government, you know. Now I had a financial advisor talk to me, and he told me, he's like, you really are going to have to, oh man, I think my mic just went out. Oh no, it's just my audio. I'm good. I'm going to stop this AI music because I think well, maybe it's still going. Sorry about that. Oh no, it's still going. Okay. Anyways, I thought my mic or my music was no good or something like that. Where was I? Oh, I was talking about my my IRA. So if you have so much money in your IRA, you don't want to wait to take money out until you're 72 because your tax bill is going to be ginormous. So my financial advisor, he was telling me, you're going to have so much money in there that you want to take money out at 59 and a half, which is the first year you can start taking out money because you might be in a lower tax bracket. If you wait till you're 72 at the RMD point, you're going to be in the highest tax bracket, and it's just not fun, you know. Yeah, sorry, OBS Studio, it changes the view on the audio mixer, so I couldn't tell if I had audio going. I had a problem earlier with it. So, but yeah, hopefully, any of these tips helps you with, where to put your money. I've started saving now in a Roth 401k because I want to have that flexibility to not pay taxes on certain money and then pay taxes on the IRA. So it just gives me more flexibility. But at the end of the day, you're just going to get burned by the government. They're going to take your money regardless. There's no way around it. It was funny. My wife was thinking that there was some workaround for around retirement. And I kept telling her, no, honey, there's no way around taxes. It's going to happen. You got to pay the taxes. Yep. They get their cut, right? All these Tesla gains that I've got and all this AMD gains, the government is going to benefit from all these gains and they're going to take their cut. So I'm going to make hopefully $1 million or $2 million on Tesla, and the government, they're going to collect, let's say my end position on Tesla is $3 million. Let's say I make 3 million. The government's going to take 1.5 million of that, almost 50%, or 37%, whatever. What's up, Real Thoughts Projects? What are you doing up this late, man? Did you finish your DoorDash or Grubhub, whatever service you use? How much money did you make tonight? That's the last bit of tea. Yeah, I'm just hanging out making AI music. Hey, if you have any requests, let me know. I'll come back and it's time to change it up a little bit. Let's make something new. Let's go with some 1990s. Let's see. Indie rock. Now think of a title, guys. Uncle Sam Sucks. That's gonna be the title. Uncle Sam Sucks. All right, let's put that in my rock folder. Moody rock, classic rock, sure. Man, they just tax us everywhere, don't they? It's just nonstop taxing. First your income, then anything you buy, then your gas, your property taxes, tax on tax on tax on tax. Good title, that's right. Uncle Sam. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, I like this. You ever play with AI music? Real Thoughts Project? I don't know your real name. I don't know if you've given it out on your channel or not. That's okay to remain anonymous on YouTube. Nothing wrong with that. Have I spoken to RCE? No, man. I miss him, though. I don't know. He probably got busy with work, I understand. I mean, YouTube's not paying the bills. Even for him, he was making, each video was like 1,000 to 2,000 views on average. He was probably only making like $20, $30 a video. Oh, John. All right, good. I can refer to you by your name. Yeah, there was this YouTuber, John. If you don't know, his name was Robert C. Edson. He blew up and got up to 30,000 subscribers off of one video. He had 300,000 views on it. I knew he was going to blow up. I found him. I think I was subscriber 100 something. I was like, dude, you're going to blow up. And he did. And he did it for 8 months or something. But then he just got sick of it and he had to go back to work. He quit his day job on one of his videos. It was hilarious. This guy was funny. And but then he had to go back to work and he probably just got sick of all the haters. Yeah, JV. I remember because I was on a few live streams with him and yeah, it was fun. I kind of missed those Sundays. He had some other good YouTubers that were on his live streams too, which was kind of fun. Yeah, 1,000 views only makes $5 sometimes. That's totally true. I think my my video that went 10,000 views has only made maybe $70, something like that. So that's not paying the bills. Yeah, one or two of those videos. He was really raw, kind of more real truth, I would say. I don't think he was a red pill content creator. I think it was just kind of just trying to help people hey, get at it, stop messing around. He used to have this phrase, stop hanging out with Pookie and Ray Ray. Stop sitting on the porch with Pookie and Ray Ray and wasting your life. That was his mantra, which I liked. Yeah, JV. Sunday lives were pretty fun with him. He had a pretty strong following too. A lot of the same people were on those lives. I think he had, on average, maybe 50 to 100 people on those lives, which I thought was pretty good. Yeah, I'm trying to do pretty decent. I'm 4 subscribers away from 1,200, which I think after a year is pretty decent. Um, it's hard to figure out what to talk about on YouTube. I don't want to niche down. I mean, talking about the stock market every day. I know a lot of people do like to talk about it, but I like to talk about other stuff. I think, RC was like that too. John is on Real Thoughts Project. Check out his channel too. He's got a good channel. He's kind of got some tinfoil hat theories going on, but check out his channel, Real Thoughts Project. And I think he's going to be setting up like live streams in a trailer soon. He's got like kind of a studio he's building, which I think is pretty exciting. It does take time to build these little setups out. But yeah, I'll show you the, I think I have it. Let's see here. I don't remember where my iPad Pro is. I've been rearranging my office quite a bit. Oh, here it is. Yeah, John, what I was saying was, let's see here. So what you need to do this, and I got a video on this, but you need to get a USB-C to HDMI converter. So you can plug this into your phone or your iPad, and then you plug HDMI in, okay? Just a short cable, into this cam link, okay? Plug that into the cam link. And this says USB-A on this side, and it comes with a USB-A to C converter, and you can capture any sort of product that has USB-C on this end, as well as like my HDMI camera. I'm using a cam link on this live stream. I've got another one plugged in. So I use this on my iPad to do those, the drawing on my Friday ticker and my AI videos. So this is the setup right here, this little cable. This was like, $100 for this. And then this little cable, this is like the Mac version. These are like $70. But I think you can do it with your Samsung Android phones. This will work for that, I believe. But there's other like third-party brands that do this USB-C to HDMI conversion. But yeah, other than that, I need to come up with some ideas for next week for videos. I've just been not coming up with, I don't know, I've got a lot of things written down on my phone, but I've just been kind of going through like kind of a blank mind when it comes to like content creation. I've just been like blanking out as far as what I want to talk about sometimes. The Friday ticker and those shows are pretty easy to come up with things, but walking and talking, I gotta always think about what I want to talk about. Life of a YouTuber. Sounds like you've got a lot of stuff cooking up here, John, as far as new content goes. I don't know, I've just been pretty busy with life and just haven't been thinking of new ideas. I'm going to do some repeat content probably, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, videos every day. Yeah, it's kind of getting to me. I think that it was a fun goal and all that. I'm going to try to maybe continue through 2025, but man, the ideas are kind of drying up in general. But I'm sure I'll come up with something. There's always drama going on in the world. There'll be some hot AI story going on, so I'll probably be able to talk about that. Talk about maybe what's going on in the markets. And usually I try to key on what I'm seeing in the YouTube world. Health, wealth, history, fatherhood. Yeah. Yeah, fatherhood, I think maybe I should get into that a little bit more. I kind of been bashing red pill content here and there, but I don't really want to keep doing that. You know, there's a place for that, you know. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe just kind of good, wholesome fatherhood content. And I have had some videos talk about that with like playing baseball with my son, and maybe talk about like how I'm doing things like with raising a daughter. That's not easy to navigate as well. Yeah, you like to let videos cook a little. Yeah, and if you're doing videos every day, you don't get time to let them cook and let the audience let the time go by to see what the audience is interested in. I'm definitely going to do another video on this saving by age concept, because it did pretty well. It got me like 700 views, which is pretty good for my channel. So I'm going to do another one, saving age, starting at the age of 20, because that video was focused on 30 and 40. So I'll start with 20, do the calculations, and then I'm going to add a 0 to it. So instead of saving by age, or instead of saving $20 at age 20, save $200 at age 20. And what's the math look like? 3 daughters. I know, man. You got a busy household, man. How old are your kids? Just curious, if you don't mind saying. Again, mine are 7 and 11. 7-year-old boy and 11-year-old girl. Middle school, man, it's drama. She's pretty good though. She's pretty laid back. She's not too crazy. All right, we got to create another song here. Well, let's see what else we can. Let's clear this out. I'm gonna do November Rain, and we'll just have it auto-gen that. I just love rock ballads. I need a title though. What would we title this? Let's see, Coming Home Tonight. Why not? Yeah, 3 daughters, man. That's a busy household. And you got a small house too. I think you mentioned that in one of your videos. Probably got a couple bunk beds, I assume. Yeah, I'm going to do a video talking about exactly what you said, that you want to learn from me. I've got something that you want, and I want to convey that as the fact that I need to remain humble on the channel and tell my story, you know, from back when, back when I was starting at 14 years old working. I need to tell that story on YouTube. All right, here we go. Rock ballad like November Rain. Maybe this will be good. But yeah, it's like so hard because you get into a video and you have all these thoughts racing in your head, like you want to say all these things, and then you forget to say them. Because I don't work with a script. I'm really just kind of raw dogging it. If I were to look at a script, you know, on my phone, I've done it from time to time, maybe a bullet point or two, then I wouldn't forget it. But if I'm holding this phone, like I'm just not vibing, you know. YouTube love stories. Yeah, exactly. I need to do that. Maybe I need to just write down my stories, like in a notebook, just write them down. That way, at least I've written it down, and then I won't forget it as I'm walking and talking. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because when you're like 45, you just forget what you did your entire life. Sometimes you really got to sit down, think about it, think about the stories of your life. That's just what happens. You just get old and you forget about it. You think you should do scripts? I mean, that's how a lot of the YouTubers blow up is they read from a script literally. They just read from it and they just cut, 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 cut. I don't know if I want to do a bunch of cuts like that. It's not a matter of me having to do the effort of the cuts. I'm okay. I love editing. I enjoy it. But I just know I just feel like those videos are just not authentic. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know. That's just my vibe. I like to just walk and talk. I have a few cuts here and there. You know, if I get off track, you know, maybe some animal crosses in front of me in the woods, I'll stop or something and re get my composure and start recording from where I last left off. But if I can do a one take, that's all I'm going to do. But yeah, I've never done a chat GPT like full script from top to bottom. Yeah, you like the one takes better? So do I. That's the way I'm going to roll. I remember this RC Edson guy, he was kind of an inspiration for me to do one takes. That's all he did was one takes. Same thing with Jeremy Lefebvre. He was a one take YouTuber talking about the financial markets. So I think that's the way I'm going to roll is just one takes. But I like this ballad. This ballad's nice. Have you tried any of this AI music, John? I don't know. I don't think I've heard music in any of your videos. I haven't gone through your old channel yet. Just Real Thoughts Project for the most part. But yeah, I'll have to check out your latest video on the digital card. And then I do want to check out that 4K video of you walking through that town. Oh, Jeremy Lefebvre? Yeah, he's a big... Here, I'll bring up his channel. Let's see here. Yeah, he's got... Let's see here. He's got, I think, 2 main channels. He had a third one, but he got rid of it. But yeah, this guy's got... I don't want to play his videos. I'll just go to his channel. Yeah, he's got 895,000 subscribers. Some people call him I guess, a grifter, I guess. But, I mean, he's got like a private stock trading group. But I tell you what, I made a ton of money on most of his picks. Now, I don't agree with one of his picks that he's doing right now. He's shorting Tesla with a levered instrument, so I don't agree with him there, but he's had some good moves in the past. So, you know, you just got to take them with a grain of salt. You know, any of these finance YouTubers that are giving you individual stock picks, you just got to really be careful. Even with your own money, you know, you always got to be careful. Don't ever go all in, like into a crypto stock or whatever, like I did. Big mistake. I haven't played with it. Yeah, in Driving Daily, I've used music on some videos from the YouTube studio. Yeah, I like music from the YouTube studio too. I was doing that too early on. Stellium 7, he's got a book he just published, The Hacker Prince. I'll check that out. I'll write that down on my phone. That's a stock trading book. Make a note of that. The Hacker Prince. I'll check that out. Oh, that's a YouTube channel? I'll check it out. What is that channel all about? that guy, yeah. I have so many tabs up. There's so many. I'll have to look into it. Is that a book? Stellium 7. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I started reading a book from another YouTuber that she inspires, I think, YouTubers. Alexa, I think, is that her name? I forget. But she had a book that I bought for $7. Just kind of motivational book I'm reading right now. So. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah, you've come across Jeremy's channel? Stellium 7. I'll have to check that out. But anyways, I think I'm going to call it for the night. I've been live streaming for quite some time. This was fun though, guys. I appreciate you guys coming. And yeah, I'll try to do these. Oh, okay, that's a book, The Hacker Prince. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great night. And yeah, I appreciate everyone stopping by and chatting it up and giving me something to talk about, because live streams are never easy with a small channel. So anyways, you guys have a great night, and yeah, you guys have a good start to your week. All right.